Hello and welcome to this new edition of the Middle East Today, coming to you from Beirut. I'm Mariam Saleh. A seemingly friendly soccer game between Egypt and Algeria turned rough after fans began to use violence to express their anger at the result, which took Algeria to the World Cup. And the Egyptian political leaders seem to take the issue quite seriously by summoning the Algerian ambassador in Cairo, while the media coverage in both countries has transformed the rivalry into a political spat. Now, for more on this, we have Ghassan Safa, who is a sports editor. We also have Mr. Mohammed Zitout, former Algerian ambassador to Libya, former deputy Algerian ambassador to Libya. Also, we have Wafiq Mustafa, chairman for Conservative Arab Network, who will be joining us on the phone. It's great to have you all with me here on the show. Let me begin with you, Ghassan. I'm sure you were watching the game.
Yeah,
Were you surprised at what happened? How did you evaluate the situation?
It is a big surprise, no doubt. But just want to say that football, usually it's a sports game and usually it's a beautiful game. But when it comes to an international level, we have to expect such things, especially between two Arab countries. And between Algeria and Egypt, what happened, I can consider it that it is a rematch between both, because Algeria and Egypt were facing each other in 1989 during the qualifications of the World Cup in Italy, 90. So the clash already happened once, and now the history is refreshing itself, if you want to say this.
So is this some kind of a revenge? But
it is, sure, because it started before the game was started. You know, the violence or the anger between both the Algerians or Egyptians was already happened, if we can go back to more than 30 years ago. That's my opinion.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let me jump to Mr. Zitout in London, joining us right now via satellite. Why do you think the issue was transformed into the political leaders? We hear from them, especially the Egyptians. They have a lot of complaints that violence from the Algerian fans was used against the Egyptian fans.
Yes, hi. In fact, violence was used against each other. I mean, both sides have used violence in a way, but it wasn't that violence which led to Mubarak, for example, to gather all the Security Council, which hasn't been in meetings since 1973, to find ways how to answer the Algerian hostilities, as he said. In fact, both countries are trying to fabricate, let's see, both dictators, both governments, are trying to fabricate an enemy in a way to gain or regain more popularity. Both of them are suffering from popularity. Both of them are rejected by their successive population. And therefore, this football match was a gift from the sky to use it in a way to show that they are nationalistic, that they are defending the honor and dignity of each people. I mean, the Egyptian, like the Algerian, unfortunately, they have destroyed their countries and they have just let an elite to govern them in a way which is a brutal way, and where emergency laws are current in both countries, in Egypt since 1981 and in Algeria since 1992, after the coup d'etat led by the generals against a free election there.
Yes, now, Mr. Zitout, do you think that it's typical that a football game, a soccer game, would transform into something, in a violent conflict between two countries?
Only in dictatorship, not necessarily in other spheres. We have seen at the same time Ireland was playing against France on the same day on the Saturday, the 14th, and Ireland lost 1-0 for France, and everybody was, although the Irish wasn't happy, but everybody was okay accepting the result. And also we have seen that a week after, and probably in the same day also, I think on the Wednesday, the last Wednesday, where the French has won the after La Main de la Honte, as the French commentator mentioned it, after Thierry, I think, scored with his hand. But no one is asking to reply or to beat the head as Ala Mubarak mentioned it. I mean, he clearly declared a war against Algeria, and he tried to show that Algeria is the enemy now, which is something really bizarre and something unbelievable before that.
Yes. Now, Mr. Safa, how do international sports observers look at this issue? Now, since it has transformed in political, do you think they'll just leave it for the political leaders, or is it something that they are worried about?
No, I guess now Muammar al-Gaddafi, who's now the president of the African Union, is trying to, I don't know, to calm the things down. And but the thing is, the political dimensions, if we want to say, it went so far. As you can know, the ambassador from Egypt, he just left Algeria and came back to his homeland. But what's more that, Sepp Blatter, the president of the FIFA, was saying, why don't you calm it down, and why don't you just have a new page, maybe, especially that what I've heard, that there's a soon match between both teams in handball in the African Nation Cup.
What can happen then?
Yeah, that's it. And also in like 6 or 7 months, the African Nation Cup as well in football. It usually happened. It will happen, in Angola. So maybe both teams will meet again. So this is the thing, the hard thing, the dangerous thing that could happen is, and maybe later maybe later we can in the show we can talk about it, how much the users or the internet users, I'm talking about the Algerians, they are using such things as if, I don't know if you can talk about it now. It's like more. It's really sad what's happened, as if they are using on Facebook using the flag, the Egyptian flag. They're removing the eagle thing and putting the Star David. They're doing, such things. Also, some of the examples that I've just read last night, and they're using such stuff, such ridiculous things, maybe, because the game between both, especially the second one that happened in Khartoum, was really, really sad.
It had turned violent with both fans.
I guess,